Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday evening. I am just double checking and making sure that we are live in the group because Facebook always has a moment delay. There we go. Happy Tuesday. It is our migraine strategy call day. We're coming to you a little later than normal because we have a special guest who works during the day. So we got to do a little adjustment to the time. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone that is here, that is watching. I know that we have Barbie over on Facebook who's going to be helping us out facilitating comments. Looks like Sarah's already jumping on. I know there'll be a bunch of people jumping on. So for those of you who don't know me, because we've had a lot of new people come into the group in the last couple of weeks, my name is Debbie Waidl. I am a certified functional migraine health coach specialist here to help you get to the bottom of why you are having migraines, figure out that root cause, and be able to get to your migraine journey, get to the end where we have migraine freedom without having to use pills, quick fixes, scary surgeries, and changing your lifestyle in a way that just isn't possible for you to live with. We don't do it that way. There's work involved, which Kris will talk about in a minute, but it's a simple process. It's not a difficult process. There is some work that we have to do, but the work is nothing in comparison to the reward that we get at the end. So Kris, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, one, I really appreciate you being here because I know that you have an extremely busy day. You work full time, you have a family. So it is a little insane to try to do this after a long day. So I really appreciate you doing that. But I also appreciate it because it means so much to the women in the group that are listening to this, to be able to hear other women's stories, to be able to hear their journey and know what it was like for you to go from having migraines for 40 years to, you know, finding your migraine freedom. So again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's start with something really simple. Do you mind giving us just a little bit of an overview of your migraine journey, how your migraine started and what your life was like before you joined the program?
Sure. When I was about 7, my migraine started and it was on and off for all those years. Sometimes it would get worse. Sometimes it would get better. I went to a neurologist and got some medicine and it didn't work. For about, I would say at least 8 months before I started the program, I had daily migraines and they were so severe. I had to take medicine to get through my days every single day. And I just couldn't see doing that any longer. So I needed a change.
Absolutely. And you were taking quite a bit of over-the-counter medication, weren't you, before the Freedom from Migraine method? So what were you doing when you were getting a migraine? What was it you were taking and how were you trying to end it?
I took 4 Advil and 2 Tylenol. And then I rotated in Aleve. So like if I started the morning with Advil and Tylenol and it didn't go away, I would take Aleve later on that day. So it just was never ending. Never ending. Every single.
And I know exactly what that feels like. I had daily migraines for 10 years and I used to consider myself an Advil junkie. Advil in my purse, Advil in my car, Advil in the medicine cabinet, Advil in the kitchen cupboard. You know, if people came into my house, they'd be like, what is going on with this woman in Advil? But I was afraid to be anywhere without it. You know, I was petrified to be anywhere without it. And as you know, the amount that you and I were taking, not good for the kidneys or the liver.
No.
What made you decide then that you just had enough of that and you needed to do something?
I did not want to start another school year like I had last year. And I mean, I love to help people. And when I have my migraines, it's not as easy to help people. Even though I want to, it's just, I'm miserable. And I'm just kind of putting on a good face and moving through my day, you know, doing the best I can. And I didn't want to live like that anymore.
No. And, you know, so many of the women that I speak with that have had or have migraines, they're what I call carers, people that work in the school system, nurses,
Mhm.
moms, grandmothers, all these women that typically put themselves last and put
Mhm.
everyone else first because it makes them feel so amazing to care for other people.
Mhm.
So do you feel like you lived that way for a long time, that your energy was going towards helping everybody else before you?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I always put everybody first and then myself last
Until when?
until the summer. Oh my gosh. What an improvement, you know? It's amazing.
So in full disclosure, so that everyone knows, Kris was one of the winners for my birthday gift. I did something a little bit different this year. My birthday's in June, and I love celebrating. I love my birthday. I love Christmas. I love holidays. So I decided I was going to give 2 lucky women this year the opportunity to come and be in the program for 8 weeks. So Kris happened to be one of the winners, and she joined us, and Kris worked her tail off for 8 weeks in the program. So tell us a little bit about that. First off, how it felt to join, and then kind of a little bit about what your experience was like in the program.
Well, at first I was excited and a little bit nervous because I didn't know what to expect. Once I got the routine of everything and figured out what I needed to do, I felt so much better, incredible, more energy, and just I felt good.
Yeah, there was a big change between you in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And to the Kris, I would probably say 4.5 weeks. Is that about right from what you remember? Like 4.5 weeks, there was like a flip of a switch with you that things started to
actually,
shift.
I felt like it was sooner than that.
Did you?
I remember,
Okay.
yeah, I remember that first call when that was day 2, and I was thrilled to pieces that I didn't throw up that day.
Oh,
That
that's
was my
right.
win. and, and then I figured out everything I needed to do, and I felt so much better as soon as I did everything I needed to do. It was like a tremendous change. The next week, I had the most awesome win. So it
That's
was great.
amazing. That's amazing. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
So what Kris is referring to is that we have a coaching call every single week where we come on and make sure that we are supporting each and every woman that's working with us in the program, work through whatever their challenges are for the week, whatever they need to be able to move forward within the different modules that they're working in. And we ask everyone to come on and give us a win, tell us what has gone well that week. So it's wonderful to see from the beginning to the end the changes in the wins. But I forgot, usually the wins are pretty funny in the beginning. But that's a good one, coming on and knowing that you weren't going to get sick during the call we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned before that you didn't want to go through another school year like you did last year, that you needed something to be different. You needed a change. What does your year look like this year compared to last year?
I have a lot more energy and I have a lot more patience. Well, I had patience before, but my setting was a little bit different last year. This year, it's way more intense. And I work with a student that has extremely high anxiety. And I am able to be kind and patient to that student and be able to get through my day and use my strategies that I've learned to cope with stress. So
That's amazing, because that's one of the hardest things to do. I think when we're in pain, we barely have enough strength to do what we need to do to get us through the day. I remember that quite well when my migraines were at their worst. My kids were really young, and my kids really weren't poorly behaved, but I probably acted like that because of how grumpy I was. Like a little thing that they did really set me off, because it is hard to be patient when you day after day after day don't feel well. So how amazing that you can go to work now and have that ability to be able to do what you want to do and be that care and be, there for somebody who really needs you. So what's it like at home now? Obviously, not every day. There's days we're going to come home that of course we're tired. but do you feel a lot different now at the end of your day versus how you felt before?
Yeah, I have more energy, and I sometimes I plan meals ahead of time and make them ahead of time. So that makes it easier when I get home. I do try to walk a lot, and I try to go to bed at a decent hour. So it's going well.
That is absolutely key. So I'd be curious to know, I know we have a lot of people that are going to be watching this on the replay because we are on a little bit later, but for anybody that is on now, or for anyone who's watching the replay, tell me, are you somebody that gets to bed on time? Because I can guarantee almost everybody that joins the Freedom from Migraine method, maybe 1% of the people come on and tell me that they're getting the full night's sleep that they need and that they're honoring that sleep. And it's a key piece. It is definitely a key piece and something that we work on, because even those women that want to be able to get a good night's sleep, a lot of times we're finding that insomnia sneaks in and that there are issues there. So we need to work on doing that. But I know that's one of the key things that I do. Sleep is my all-time thing that I need. I have a to-do list right here, Kris, that I could probably stay up till midnight after you and I are done today, but it's going to be lights out, computer off, and I'm done for the day. It will be relaxing and taking care of myself, so that I can get a good night's sleep. So it's great that you share that with everyone as to how important that is. So let me ask you this. If it weren't for you receiving the birthday gift and joining us, where do you think you'd be right now? Where do you think you'd be if you didn't join the Freedom from Migraine method?
Still miserable. Headaches every day, Advil, Tylenol. Just, I mean, for example, today, I should have rightfully so had a migraine today. I lost a dear family member this morning, and I would have had a migraine for sure, but I do not have a migraine today. So that's a win.
Well, we are so sorry about the family member. I know that everyone that's watching is feeling for you right now, which makes us even more appreciate the fact that you took time out of your day today to come on and honor the time that you said that you were going to give to these women. So we greatly appreciate that. But it also is important for people to see that you can go through something difficult and challenging and stressful. And once you are able to really work on healing your body and get yourself in a good place, you now have the strength to be there for your friend and to be able to do what you need to do yourself today instead of finding yourself in bed. Because I remember that all too well, and I'm sure you do, where there were days that, you know, somebody probably needed you, whether it was kids, husband, spouse, you know, work, and you just couldn't be there. You couldn't be there because you were in pain. And knowing that you have those tools to be able to be the Kris that you want to be today is got to make you feel, you know, feel good that you can be there for the family members that need you. And again, I'm so sorry. Let's see who's on. We got Barbie and we got Pam on. We've got Janie on. Wonderful. Shelly. Got a bunch of people. So we had a lot of people that said they couldn't make it, but guess what? You have some people out there watching you and commenting, which is amazing. And Sarah's on. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. I greatly appreciate it. Do me a favor, if you're watching now, if you haven't commented, type a 1 in the comments so that we know that you're watching live. And if you're watching this on the replay, do me a favor and put a 2 in the comments now so that we know you're watching on the replay. It just helps us know who's watching when, so that we can in the future try to make the best times available for everybody. But you know what? We're just happy that you can come anytime, Kris. We're happy just to have you here today. So
thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, what's next for you? You've done the program, you're back at work, you know, now that you have this newfound, I don't need to take medication and rotate between Advil and Tylenol and what was the other one, Aleve that you said, you know, I have to rotate between those. Anything fun that you have planned, anything that you want to do now that you know you can do?
Just enjoying life, you know. not being worried about having to have medicine with me when I go somewhere. For example, this summer we got to go to a drag race, and we had a blast, and I didn't need any medicine that day. So that was exciting. And, you know, just things like that, the little things.
That's amazing.
Little events that come about. And also I work, besides my full-time job, I do car inventory. So like dealerships, I count the parts and everything on the weekends and go for that. Sometimes 13 hours a day. I bring my food, and I'm prepared for the day, and I can get through that without a migraine. Wow. Which is great. Yeah.
I had no idea you worked on the weekends too. So you're just a crazy woman. Look at you go. So you
Right.
were this busy, and you found time to do a 16-week program in 8 weeks.
Yep.
And do it successfully.
Yep. Crazy.
So I should just back up one step before anybody who's in our program gets upset. Everyone should do the program at their own pace.
Yeah.
Because there is a right and a wrong pace for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, the program is 16 weeks. It's typically, that's what people take, you know, 16 weeks on average. Some get it done in 8 weeks like Kris, and some take a little bit longer than 16 weeks. At the end of the day, all that matters is that women get the results that they're looking for. But Kris definitely came in very motivated, lots of questions up front, which was great. Making sure, you know, you were doing the things that you needed to do, making sure you tailor the program to fit you and your lifestyle, which obviously you did very successfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
in the beginning, it was summertime, so I had off of work, so I had more time to dedicate, you know, so I plowed through it.
There you go. That is very true. I forgot it was summer when you started. So that was a little bit of a bonus for you. A little bit of a bonus. Yeah. I love my birthday in summer. I always loved that as a kid. It was like the last day of school was my birthday, you know, usually my birthday. It's like, yes, they're celebrating me. No, they're actually celebrating they were done with school. So just a little side question that I didn't tell you I was going to ask, but it's an easy one. So what does your family think about the new Kris? Because let's think about this, 40 years of you in pain. Your kids don't know you without having pain. I'm not sure about your husband. I don't know how long your husband's known you, but has he known you without migraines?
Well, no, not really. I've known him since I was 16. So most of my life, So for over 30 years, I've known him.
So what do they think of the new you?
They love it. They love it. Yeah.
Amazing. And are they good with any of the changes that you've made? So they're very happy with, you know, because obviously there's adjustments to lifestyle and to diet, to those kind of things. So everybody's supportive and happy to make the changes so that they have mom and their wife back.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Why I double check here to see if there are any questions before I let you go today.
Okay.
What would you tell the person who is watching right now? You know, what would you tell them about your experience, about the program that could ease their minds a little bit, you know, and make them actually realize that there is some hope for them?
It is worth every single penny. If you do the work, and it's actually quite simple work. It's not always easy, but it's quite simple. It's designed to be simple, and you owe it to yourself to improve your health so that you can help others. When you're not feeling well, you're not able to help others. It's kind of like the gas mask on the plane. You need to put on the oxygen mask before you can help others. Help yourself. It is so worth every single penny.
That is so perfectly said, because we do, right? We want to help everybody else first, because that's who we are. And that's a hard habit to break. But I think as you've learned, once we realize that if we do put our health first and ourselves first, we actually end up giving more to our family than what we did before. So it's not taking away, it's actually giving more to everybody, and now you not only don't have migraines, but you've set yourself up for amazing health for the future and given your family some wonderful new healthy habits to set them up for health. So it's a win-win all around.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, everyone is just wishing you well in here, Kris. So I'll let you look at their comments later, but everyone is wishing you well and thanking you for coming on today to tell your story. And I really do appreciate it, especially with the day that you've told us that you've just had. So this means a lot. And I know, again, we have a bunch of people on, but I know a bunch more will be watching this later. And just knowing that there's hope, because I do hear so often, well, Kris can do it, but I can't do it, but the more women.
Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I'm telling you, anybody. Really.
Absolutely. So I think the more women we get on to share their story, eventually we are going to get the message across that this isn't something that's, just for an elite few. This is something that's there for everyone.
It is. And it's such a good lifestyle change that you don't want to go back to what you were before. So it's very motivating.
Yeah, this is, Kris 2.0. You're the amazing version that feels wonderful, and we love it.
Yeah.
We love it. All right, Kris. Well, don't be a stranger. Please keep in touch with us in the group. I know Kris still floats around in the Women's Migraine Freedom group, because nobody wants to leave the friends that they've made in the program. So even though these women still feel wonderful, they're floating around to say hi and check up on everyone. But please keep us posted on how you're doing. Thank you again so much. And if anyone does have any questions for you, is it okay if they tag you in the comments to this video?
Yep.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. I greatly appreciate your time this evening, because I know everyone's time is precious. Kris's time, my time, your time, especially when we have migraines, right? Because every minute that we have that we feel good, it's like, oh my God, I have to go do 50 things and, and take care of it all. So no, you don't have to be that way. You guys don't have to be that way anymore. We can give you your time back. If you have any questions, please reach out to Barbie, who is on right now listening, our community coordinator. She can assist you and get you to the right team member to be able to help you find your migraine freedom. All right, everybody. Kris, thanks again. Everybody have a great evening, and we will see you in the group.
Okay.
Good night.